Hey, I'm Duke on Twitch. If you want to support the channel and greensunzenith.com, you can find my Patreon, merch store, and singles store where you can buy singles through TCG Player or Card Hoarder in the video description. If you want to get in contact, you can also find all that info in the description below for things like donation deck lists or just wanting to reach out. Alright, let's get right into it. Hey team, welcome back to Dukes on Twitch. Back today with a list from the SCG Baltimore last chance qualifier, I believe, on Friday, just past. This is from Michael Mapson, who was able to top 8 with the list, which is really cool to see. The only change that I've made for the online metagame is taking out the Seeds of Innocence from the sideboard and adding in a Surgical Extraction. But the rest of the list is the same, and there are some unique things you'll see here. We have 3 basics, 2 forests, and a plains, which I really like as well. I think with any deck, getting the mana base right is a big part of getting a successful list together. And I think having the 3 basics against Wasteland decks, especially Wasteland Days decks like Delver, is really nice. It also means that you just have an easier way to develop your mana in the early game against these decks. And even against something like Crop Rotation or Blood Moon, against Rishon Porter Blood Moon, you're going to have a bit of an easier time with keeping the jewels in the deck for the later game where you might want to get access to multiple colors from one land. The other small tweaks are things like 3 stage, which I think is great, especially with cards like Urza's Saga running around. You got a lot of targets for those. Also, copying basics can be great. And 2 prismatic endings. Prismatic ending a card you see once or twice, or sometimes in the main deck. Obviously a very versatile card. Having 2 copies with 2 libraries is nice because you're going to see them pretty often. We don't have something like an Outland Liberator here in the main deck. It's in the sideboard. So having the main deck answer to some sort of enchantment or artifact that you really care about is really nice in ending. But also just being removal for DRC, Aether Vial, Delver, any sort of fast threat from your opponent is really nice to have. So I definitely welcome prismatic ending. We have 3 Moxen, we typically see 3 crop as well. I do like just going down to the crops because you have so many copies of them. You don't need them as much as possible. Online, you could say that potentially need the extra crop for things like turn 1 bog, but I think with the surgical on the board, the 2 endurances, we should have an okay time against decks like Reanimator. Chasm's probably the only other card. Chasm's great against a lot of the fast decks. Things like Elves, if they try to power out a Crater Hoof, Chasm can come up very well. And then just Deafening Silence, Blasts, the 1 Choke, a really nice, just like pretty clean sideboard. Obviously having the Tower there as well is quite good against the Culture decks, 8 cast as well. So I feel like, at least for online, we have a lot of cards for 8 cast, so we should be pretty good there. So I was happy to move away from the Seeds and move towards something like Surgical, where we might want more turn 0 interaction online. But hey, a big congratulations to Michael Mapson. Another big shout out to Harry Hackett, who I believe came top 8 with Punishing Maverick, which just continues his successful run with the deck. Also known as Harry1232 on MTGO. Alright, let's get into it. Before stream, gameplay. There we go. Hope you're all doing well. It's nice to come back to the deck as well. I haven't played Naya in a few weeks, so that's pretty cool. No spoilers. Well, actually, a big spoiler alert for SCG Baltimore main event, Legacy. If you don't already know, shut your ears. But a big congrats to Brian Cavall for taking it out. I believe undefeated with Cephalid Breakfast. Going up against, I think, Food Chain Goblins in the finals, which I did not expect. But very cool to see. So, big congrats to Brian. It was really cool to have him in the cast a little while ago for Eternal Weekend, which has now been renamed to the Green Sun Summit, which I really like. So, gonna start putting together a draft list for Green Sun Summit 3, which should be pretty cool. And I think I'll keep it to the 7 guests, 7 streams over the weekend. 3 Sunday, 3 Saturday, 1 Friday night. So really looking forward to that as well. A little bit of a shame that SCG Baltimore wasn't covered with live coverage, but that's Magic these days, and I definitely understand the reasoning, especially around return for investment, which sadly is just one of those things that comes up. If anyone has been playing around with Lord of the Rings, I really like Naya Depths at the moment as a deck to play around what I only presume will be the most played card out of that set for Legacy, is the Orc. Orcish. Already forgotten it. But I think Naya Depths is a deck that you do draw cards off Sylvan Library, but otherwise you don't have too many X1 creatures. You don't really care about that card, so it's nice that while decks might be adding 3 or 4 to their list, having like another blank is really solid. Alright, on the draw. With a pretty nice start. So Yuri on deck. We do have a turn 1 library, and then pretty good mana after that. So pretty happy to keep this. If they are Death and Taxes, the Bojuka Bog is a pretty easy drop as well to the Mox Diamond, but Delta is going to make it look like it's going to be a 3 or 4 color deck, potentially. Okay. Now we have an interesting decision. We also have Wasteland here into Mox for Dryad Arbor, which I really don't mind. Just shutting them off their fast mana starts is quite good. And from there we actually have a lot of nice plays, whether that's turn 2 Reclaimer and Library, or a 3-drop off the top. Still pretty happy to drop the Bog here. Nice. Also taking them off blue is quite good. Okay. You see? Nothing. Plains. I think here I'm happy to play the Plains and then just double spell. I could play the fetch land if I was really worried about Bolt, but I don't expect Bolt out of this deck. I guess there's also the situation where they can now attack with double Exalted, but if I played the Windswept, they couldn't. End-step fetch, most likely. I was going to say Source to Plowshares, but Brainstorm isn't too bad here. They will be drawing the card off the top, so not the most perfect Brainstorm. I wonder if this is just natural order. Which wouldn't be the worst, as we do have library to dig for things like Crop Rotation 4, Caracas if it's a Traxa, Swords to Plowshares, Caracas itself. A few good draws. Ooh, Snuff Out's quite good. Okay. Dress down Underground Sea. I assume they take... Obviously this is the only instant. They'll take the Ice Fang as the creature. Sorcery is a little bit different. They get Dress Down as well. And either Reanimate or Green Suns. Okay. Stage and Night here are quite good. So let's put this on top. And pay for this. Minsk doesn't do a whole lot here. So they chose Underground Sea, Ice Fang, Dress Down, Snuff Out, Witherbloom. This might be Witherbloom just killing. Oh wow, that's pretty good. Okay. I think here I'm happy just to play Taiga. Play the Minsk. I don't want to crack this first, just in case they have force no blue card. We knew about the Ice Fang, but okay. Go and get Caracas. We all Caracas this now. The question is, do I want to attack or just throw this at, say, the Ignobled Hierarch? The Witherbloom's gone, the Snuff Out's gone, the Ice Fang's gone. They didn't keep the Savannah. Hey Cross, thanks for the follow. Hope you're doing well. They kept the Dryad Arbor. And the Underground Sea has been played. Okay. I don't mind taking out... I guess if I take out a creature here, then we just lose the boo. So in that case, we just want to tick up. And I don't mind attacking here. It means that if they block, it's obviously one less power being pulled away from their side dealing with the boo, which is quite good. But although they did draw a lot of cards, or, you know, reveal a lot of cards off the Atraxa, I feel like we're in a pretty great spot. Not great, but we have a boo online it's going to be hard to get rid of. Like, they can't, I guess, yeah, they can't, they could potentially have drawn another Exalted creature and then Green Sun for one to take the boo offline. I think if they probably end step Dress Down. Ice Fang, okay. Potentially Ice Fang into Dress Down. Ignobled. They didn't play that. Okay, they must have just drawn that off the Ice Fang. And now they want to reanimate something. Interesting. I thought they might have just gone for... Oh, we can just fling with boo right now, right? What's stopping that? Nothing. Wow. 1, 2. Depths. Copy. Keep the stage copy. Sack this. Deal this. Wow. Stolen. Out of their hands. Beautiful. Very nice to see. Thank you, Michael Mapson. Okay. So we're up against the Natural Order deck. Just a little bit hard to sideboard. Like, in the main deck, I would say a lot of this is relevant. I would say Bajuka Bog is probably irrelevant other than Reanimate. The libraries are great at trying to get ahead. The Prismatic Endings and Swords for early creature disruption. I don't mind... I don't mind the blast effects. They do have a fair few, and I assume they're going to be a... like, getting rid of an Ice Fang can be great. Obviously, dealing with on the stack is just the best way possible, because they don't even get a card to replace it with. So that is pretty sweet. Safekeep is great in case they have things like maybe Submerge in the board. The Karakas is obviously great as well. Ramming up. We do have an Endurance just in case. Did we see white? We didn't. So I'm not too scared of something like, you know, the Prismatic Ending on Mox Diamond, which is nice. And I still think Mox is fine, especially as an additional red source. The Choke's definitely interesting. They're playing Underground Sea and Trop, so potentially even just like a small package of 2 Blast, 1 Choke. Bremenap. Endurance even is just a... No. Honestly, I don't really see a role for Endurance in this matchup. I think I'm happy allowing them just to have Reanimate in the deck. And then I think Crop's still fine because of Crop for Karakas just being so good. Knight's great. Minsk and Boo is great. Reclaim is still fine. It might just be Amox. But... It's actually a tough one. If you're watching on YouTube, let me know in the comments how you would sideboard for this matchup. And if it would differ on the play or draw. I'd love to talk about it. We still have 40 seconds, so... Honestly, it's weird to drop a fetch, but I was going to say the Wooded Foothills isn't as necessary against a non-bolt deck. The fetch lands and box obviously provide you ways to get them there, and like 28 lands is a lot. I think it might just be the Wooded Foothills here, which might be a little bit weird, but I feel like every kind of card in this matchup has a pretty nice role in, you know, a mid-rangey matchup with a combo finish. And this is a great hand. We get to go turn 1 Reclaimer with backup. We also have Reclaimer plus Flagstones. I think if this stage was a Swords to Plowshares, this would be pretty fantastic because you get to go Wasteland on a duel, Mox into Swords on their turn 1 Mana Accelerant. Hey Spyman, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being the first to comment in this stream as well. For a second I was like, is something wrong? But I love it. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Hope you're having a great weekend. Dryad Arbor. Okay. I think here again I'm happy to... This is actually an interesting spot. We'll see what we draw. Because taking them off... Hey Matt, good to see you as well. Taking them off the creatures is relevant because of natural order, but taking them off black is also pretty cool. What's the play? I'm pretty happy to take them off the Dryad. They did go down to 5 cards though, so putting them on just the green is pretty interesting as well. Nearly 12 PM in Brazil. Very cool. Hey Min, welcome. Hope you're doing alright, man. I think just because I want to get this Elvish Reclaimer down and not get Witherbloomed, I'm happy to actually take them off the Bayou. We also have Pyroblast for Atraxa, so I think this is fine. Take them off this, cast the Mox, get rid of the... We're definitely playing the Flagstones next turn. If they get rid of the Mox, we're a little bit stuck, so I think we just drop a stage here and then play out the Reclaimer. There's also a world where we could hold up Pyroblast for a cantrip effect, but pretty close. This is Mapson's list. The only change is a surgical in the board for the Seeds of Innocence. Just to have a better sort of representation against some of the decks online. Wow, they're conceded. Interesting. So they Ponder Shuffled. Obviously didn't draw another land, or they just got stuck. And potentially hitting the Bayou was the right call there, but we'll never know. But I wonder if we held up the Pyroblast and didn't even allow them to ponder, if it would be the same outcome. I think game 1 was also just a really good showing of how Minsc and Boo can give this deck even more unfair ways to win through just make a 2020 and throw it, which is pretty vital right now, especially in a lot of games where you know that if you allow your opponent to untap, you're probably going to lose the game. So to have that sort of hit is really nice. All right. Here we have all mana online. We have a turn 2 Sylvan Library and then a Green Suns for a threat. We have Wasteland for interaction if wanted. I'm pretty happy to keep this. No real reason to drop it unless I knew that my opponent was going to be on, say, combo. Opponent obviously knows, which is both horrifying, but also really nice to see. I like to think if they're a fan, then they are also on a pretty mid-rangey deck. But Pluto Delta doesn't always mean that. Depths is a pretty fine draw. Let's build out mana here with Zenith. Alright. One deck that I have been really struggling with online, with a lot of the decks that I like, is Bug Scam. That deck is very strong against mid-range decks like Maverick because a lot of my plays are 1-for-1 trades, whereas Bug Scam, a lot of the decks are either taking a card or doing something a little bit crazy. Okay, so the opponent chose not to shuffle and play the Underground, which I think in this case, I'm happy to Wasteland and then play Library. I could also play the Wasteland and see if they have Daze, which allows me to play the Library around Daze. But if I play the Wasteland, play the Library holding up Wasteland to pay for Daze, or also Wasteland them, I can't play the Elvish Reclaimer if I want a double spell. The other consideration is Stifle to some extent, but I haven't seen Stifle online too much. I think if they Ponder Shuffled and played the land, I would be more inclined to Wasteland them this turn. But I think here I'm happy to play the Library tapping the Wasteland and then play the Reclaimer after. I also, again, don't think this is going to be a Lightning Bolt deck, like a Grixis take on something. So I think I will not Wasteland here, but it's so close. Honestly, if they Dazed, I would be happy to pay with the Dryad Arbor, because the Daze puts them back a land anyway. So I think in that case, I'm going to double spell like this. Play the Library. Not play around, say, Spell Pierce. But then also get a real threat on board as well. But there's a lot of play to that play. I might actually come back to that one. Put it up on Twitter and see what people would do. Okay. My opening thought is that this is going to be Doomsday, but I have also seen a lot of... Okay, Snuff Out most likely means this is going to be either a Bug Scam or potentially just... okay. There we go. Okay. So here, unless they put in Bayou, we can take them off a color. Okay, that's pretty much Bayou. Ooh, okay. We're not... oh, I guess we are shuffling this turn, potentially. So let's go put on top pay for this. Happy to Green Suns for Reclaimer first. Hey Ben, I do love a Sunday morning stream. It is currently 1 p.m, but I do love it. PM here? Nice. That's one thing I never know what to do. Is there a perfect time if I was going to try to go after the US player base with YouTube videos to upload videos? Is it morning? Is it night? Is it lunchtime? A Strix here I wouldn't mind. That's fine. Hey Westminster. Love the name. Okay. Okay. We're at 16. Honestly, we're going to Wasteland here. And then probably just move towards the depth strategy. Which means I'm happy to put this back and put this... I don't mind paying for this. We're at a 12. Yeah. Take them off this. And then just hold up probably flagstones here. Flagstones into stage, into combo. So it's 2 for flagstones, and then we get to untap with flagstones, play a land. If we play the Dark Depths, we then have flagstones, which gets us +1 mana, and then we can get stage, which allows us to untap with stage, the mana we tapped here, the +1 and the depths. So then we just have it, and then we actually have step the following turn to go off. So I think that's actually perfect. Just a pass. I'm going to get rid of the Dryad Arbor, I think. It's a little bit more open to removal. Okay. Crop's also pretty interesting here. $10 p.m, nice. You beat up watching roll at 10 a.m. every day, nice. Great content. Great content. I think I will try the 2-mana Frodo that you can Green Suns for, but it depends on how good the ring comes out to be. What do we actually need here? We have the step for the Strix, so I don't think we need the Prismatic Ending. I think the Crop is just the best card here. And we can play Dark Depths next turn, so I don't mind playing the Plateau here, because it allows us to hold up both Reclaimer and Crop. Ooh, unless we want to Safekeeper this turn. Let's just have a quick think. If we Safekeeper this turn, we still have 2 mana. We lose this for stage, and we still get a mana off this. So we untap with stage, mana, depths, and have Safekeeper in play. So I think we'll play Safekeeper this turn. They're going to force this. Okay. Pitching an Uro. I don't mind that. Potentially Brazen Borrower is a card to think about if they are forcing there. Because obviously the Safekeeper doesn't save anything. Oh, they're also attacking. Most likely means they have another Strix in hand. Okay. Still pretty happy just to go for the stage here. We can get Savannah. Okay. Go and get Savannah. And then go and get Stage. We can also untap and play potentially a Minsk off the top. So still a lot of options here. We're also not on a clock. A Mox is pretty nice here. Let's go... They only have 2 cards left, so we could also just go for Ramanap into Wasteland and then combo off next turn. We want to play Depths for turn, and then we have a mana left over. If we play the Moxen, we have 2 mana left over, which means we can Green Suns... Oh no, we can't Green Suns for Dried Arbor. We could just double... we could just go for another Reclaimer, which also plays around a Edict effect, but because we don't have... I'm actually happy here to go with Mox, pitch Savannah, Green Suns for Ramanap to get the Wasteland back. Hey Janata, thanks for the follow, hope you're well. I think next turn it's play Dark Depths. Unless they... I guess they probably find a fetch land off the Brainstorm here. The double Wasteland earlier on was very good. I could see a world where you just go for it there as well. But it is quite nice to have some play around some sort of another Edict effect. Also, the crop in hand for the second step in case of a bounce effect at instant speed is very nice. Grief. Does that change things? I guess we'll see how they do triggers, because I could potentially... Oh, they're going to evoke first? That means we actually get to get it with Bog, which is really nice. And I think I'm happy to do that. They only have 1 card left. And now they know that we have Dark Depths for the win, plus Step to get around this, the Strix. Okay. Wasteland's not too bad here because we do have the Depths. Now they just have to hold that. Okay. We have a lot of good draws off the top as well. Okay. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I did not mean to do that, but hopefully that's fine. Can I take that back? Okay, I can. Put on top. And put on top. Okay, let's play the Wasteland. That way we can Wasteland the Wasteland. They try to Wasteland the stage. We copy the island and fizzle it. Get to get in for 2 here. And then happy just to pass. I wonder if they even attack. They do. Okay. I'm happy just to get rid of this now. There's not too much that I have to play around, but I don't mind just clearing the board. Yeah, it's really tough there because they know about the Dark Depths, so... Snippy. Yeah, The play here is end step, wasteland the wasteland. They obviously try to wasteland the stage. We then use 2 mana to copy the island, which fizzles this wasteland. And they know about depths, so we get to untap, play depths, and then win from there. Okay. This could be another pretty interesting match. Control Shift S. Yes, Control Shift S is... Wait, what is it for me? Shift Start S. Yes, this, but then, oh, can you edit within this? This only copies for me, but maybe you can also edit it. Oh, you can? Windows snip? Copy first. Sorry, team. Then click the image you just copied. Where do I click the image that is copied? I feel like I'm talking to my mum right now. In the notification. I don't get a notification, I believe. That's the only thing. I think I've turned the notifications off, that's why. But thank you, man. I'm actually going to look onto that because you should turn that on. Yeah, I think I should. I think I've just turned it off for... Yeah, I'll turn it on. I'll turn it on. Okay. We are obviously looking at a pretty good deck in terms of value. I don't mind the Endurance and Pyroblast line. They're usually a deck that tops out at Murktide. We have a lot of time, which is nice. The Krakus is not needed in this matchup. I guess it is to some extent because of Uro, but I feel like there's other ways to go about this that we don't really care about the Uro. Mints are good, Knights are good. Again, like there's not too much that we want to change up. We know about the Edicts, which is a little bit hard to play against. Like, I don't mind the Choke. I don't mind some number of blasts. I could see the Krakus going because we just have so many ways to deal with Uro otherwise that I don't think it's necessary. And I wouldn't mind going down towards the 27 figure. What if we just do a little trim? Probably a crop. And probably a Mox. I don't mind that. Just make sure we did sideboard. Cool. Yeah, honestly, we have Turn 1 Acceleration. We have the Natural Bog, which is kind of cool. Hey, Code, welcome. Thank you very much. Very nice to see you in chat. Hope you're having a great week. Yeah, I think, like, even with a land off the top, I'd be very happy with this hand. We get to go, hopefully, Turn 1 Acceleration, Turn 2 Choke. No Turn 1 play. There's that land. They are a Wasteland deck, but I kind of want to keep this right now for my red source. So let's just go out with Savannah into Dryad Arbor. With the new Black Orc card, do you expect people to move to Abzan Depths, or is red just that much better? I think red is very good. I think if you wanted to play the Orc, you definitely could in the deck. But Minsc and Boo is just such a house in this sort of deck as well, because it gives you that added effect, which a lot of decks don't do, of just tick down, I win, by throwing a Marit Lage, of course. But yeah, I think for Maverick, we'll definitely see a lot of people trying it out in the deck, which is great to see. But yeah, it will be interesting to see where it kind of falls. Okay. Grief pitching a Strix. It's not too bad. I wonder if they take the Choke here. They could also just take like the Knight and then reanimate that. That'd be kind of cool. Take the Choke. Okay. Plus reanimate. Alright. a lot of value here. Like, the Grief has taken the Choke and the Minsk, so if we deal with it with just a Swords... I did not mean to 6 there. Apologies. It's obviously a 2 for 2 right now, but if we take a Swords, it's a, you know, it is obviously quite good for them. That's quite good for us. Is it greedy to get another land, another jewel? I don't think so. I think another jewel here is fine. Because it turns on like Sword Plowshares off the top as well. I guess if they have Fetch and also Murktide, then they can Murktide here for 4, but thankfully not that yet. They chose to not shuffle. I don't mind Bog them and just attack, because we are currently winning the race. The next time we get to play Ramanap potentially. Okay. Okay, now we're just going to play the Ramanap out. The Bog also gives us a 4th color for Prismatic Ending, which is quite nice when you think of cards like Grief. Indeed. Okay. Yav. I guess we get the Windswept Heath back because it gives us red mana potentially. Indeed, really good with Grief. I actually love that kind of deck building, where a lot of the format in this sort of matchup is quite low. See if they do anything in response. Because I would love for them to actually use a removal spell on it. They don't. I think we just go blue. Maybe actually black. I want to put them in a position where they have to deed before we get to play the night. Okay. Doesn't do a whole lot here, but it does keep them off some things. Double blue, double black, double green. I think it's double blue, just so they can't cantrip and also play something else that's blue, like a Baleful Strix. We do have the step for it, though. Okay. They have 2 cards left. We do have the other step. Oh, but we're at 4. Yeah, okay, yeah. Tough. I don't mind the extra blast on the play, so I don't mind the extra mox on the play. The Minsks are still quite good. It's a really tough one. Maybe I don't need like the double step. They do have snuff outs, but there's not too much we can do about snuff out. It could just be a crop. Crop's quite nice because it gives you access to a lot of things, but I think I'd just rather have actual pressure and like creatures in play. Ugh. No. And the big reason is that, like, other than Reclaimer, it doesn't have much of a plan. Like, we get rid of a Dark Depths, we get rid of a Wasteland, we play a Wasteland for turn. This is much better. Keep this and bottom the Plateau, and then we have... Oh, maybe not. This is actually tough, because I kind of want to keep double creature, and I do want to have swords, but... I really want the 3rd land as well, because it allows us to, like, maybe maybe I don't need the 3rd land, because we have like, I could go like this. A little bit risky, but we have a lot of lands off the top to draw, so see how this plays out. Mox, pitch stage, flagstones, and then I am just going to green suns here, because then next turn if we do nothing we get to double spell anyway, potentially with swords and Reclaimer, but... I guess I could also hold up swords and Reclaimer to play around Grief turn 1. Like, play Reclaimer, hold up sword. A land here is pretty vital. Okay, it's not a land. But we do get to hold up a few things here. I think I'm happy to allow this. Because I really want to hit that 3rd land. This also means if they do have Snuff Out, we still have 1 mana for the Reclaimer, 1 mana for the Sword, and 1 mana for the Pyroblast. which is pretty nice. So I think here we actually just go and get probably Plateau. And then we go and get just another Flagstones. Oh, but we untap. Wow. Oh, okay. Well, now we kind of get best of both worlds. I guess deed is the one thing that kind of gets us, but if they deed, then we do have access to go for stage and then go for Dark Depths. Okay. Yeah. Because then we have 1, 2, 1, 2. Library. I get to attack with 1. If we go for it here, we're open to a few things. Bounce, edict effects, and I feel like if they went for the deed, they wouldn't edict to there, but they would have to have edict, but I think at this stage, I'm happy just to untap, play the library out, hold up blast, and also Swords to Plowshares. Okay. Pretty happy just to swords this. You leave us the Reclaimer. Loam. Okay. Okay. Minsk? I guess we'd need another mana for it. Nothing great to green suns for here either. Maybe it even comes back to the getting rid of the Avamai, because not having this Dark Depths tap for mana is pretty huge. Okay. I assume they loam here. Oh, they hit an Uro. That's pretty good. I think here I'm happy to save it. Getting rid of the plateau. Because green gives us access to, say, green suns. Yikes. I think that's probably going to be it. They can also reanimate the Grist if they want. That's pretty cool. There is a world where I should also play around Wasteland and just make it. So I think I will. I can only assume here the fetch is to get the Uro back into play. 2, 4, 5. Okay. Mining Man, hope you're well. A big thank you for the Prime sub. Very much appreciated. Opponent definitely digging. I wonder if they just cast the other one just to draw the extra card this turn as well. Oh, but they don't have a forest or swamp. Huh. Attack first. A big knight. Okay. No, that's been fun. Really cool. I think it's a pretty good deck as well if people do move towards the Black Orc. It's a pretty sweet card. It's a pretty sweet choice of a deck because you don't have too many cards that interact with it poorly, which is nice, so there's always that. Alright. Here's an Uro. Most likely looking for Sheoldred's Edict. Or potentially another flyer to block with. Yeah, double Uro up to 22 would be good. I guess with only 6 coming through, I guess if they had a Fairy Mastermind, they could deal the 8, like not block if they went up to 22, which is pretty cool. Fairy. Okay. Now, if we don't find a way out, we actually have to block. And this is probably the Edict. Yeah. Which, to be fair, they had to find at some point. They were drawing 3 cards a turn. Crop does nothing because they have 2 creatures. Nice. Tough. I'm going to go bathroom real quick. I'll be back in a second. That is not the right... Let's just do this. Nice. Gameplay. Yeah, a lot of interaction there, which is nice. Alright, Balrog on the play, which is cool. And a pretty sweet hand, Termon Library. Probably just bottoming the Wasteland. Get a Savannah. Play a library. Okay. This is where I wouldn't mind having a Ancient Tomb in the deck. Because it obviously worked well with the combo. Gives you like another kind of Yavimaya win. But then also allows you to go for a Minsk and Boo run early on. Right. Oof. Look, we're definitely paying all 8 here. I would assume if they're like a D&T deck, they probably kept a like an opener with a Swords to Plowshares, so playing double opener of Reclaim is pretty nice. I don't think we have like the luxury of holding up a rotation. Or we're not really in a position either to safekeep it early on. Tundra. Interesting. Maybe this is a... I'm not too sure. Prismatic Ending here would actually be very good on this Mox Diamond. Alright. Honestly, pretty happy just to pay again. Main deck Surgical. This is pretty interesting. Down to 4 cards. I don't mind getting one in hand if they are really worried about it. One in play, sorry. And this still leaves one for Ramanap as well. They revealed a Urion. But main deck Surgical is very interesting. Okay. Could hold the Safekeeper, as I'm probably not going to protect it, but you never know. We do have library to try to find like just every land drop we hit or want to hit, so I don't mind throwing away the forest if they do have some piece of removal, but they don't, which is pretty nice for us. Nice. Okay, let's go put on top, play the stage, play the knight. There's not too much they could have here, maybe a Snapcaster, but they can't have Ice Fang, which is relevant. Trop. Like Fairy Mastermind, maybe? Probably rather trade with a Fairy Mastermind at this point. And they probably would have put one in if we had the library anyway. Taiga. So 4 color? Holding up Endurance potentially? At this point, I honestly don't mind just playing Depths and passing, because then the following turn with 2 mana we have 3 mana and then 4 mana with the Knight for Minsk anyway. And obviously with Endurance I don't want to attack with the Knight. Hey Connery, welcome. Not doing too badly. Currently 1-1. Went down to Bug Scam and got up against something. But hope you're well. Hope all is well on your end. Blood Strand, sure. Life is good, nice. Double white. The fairy's fine. They tick up. Okay. No attacks. Alright. Copy. Untap. I don't mind just a clean Source to Plowshares. Could also give Pro, but Ephemerate? Okay. It's good to know about, though. Probably happy just to crop here. That's a Jerry step. Give this Pro blue. Nice. Interesting. The Surgicals really got me. So we're looking at a 4-color Yorion deck. So I like the Blasts. I like the Choke. The Endurances are fine. Caracas is definitely interesting. I could see like A stage. I don't mind double step in these sort of matchups. I don't mind dropping a crop. Libraries are nice. Swords are fine, but I feel like a lot of the things that we want to answer are also answered by Pyroblast, which is cool, so I could see dropping in swords as well. Knight's great looking at their mana base. Maybe there's no need for the 3rd endurance. Prismatics are still good. I don't mind just going down to like, yeah, 2 swords 2. I don't mind 2/2/2. Safekeeper's good. Libraries are good. Minsk is obviously good. Maybe just the 1 endurance, honestly. Maybe that's just a little bit overboarding. The Moxen are really nice to try to get ahead with Sylvan Library, as we said. Sandra's pretty good. We do have the extra step to put under Mox. And just making land drops against this sort of deck as well is really strong, so that's pretty nice. Alright. Green Suns. Going for Library here over Green Suns for Elvish Reclaimer. Also plays around Swords Plowshares, which is nice. But we have Force Negation pitching Meddling Mage. I wonder what they name with Meddling Mage. Probably Green Suns, but you never know. Prismatic Ending is just shaking up the Meddling Mage naming situation. There's so many good cards, but then just Prismatic Ending just throws it all away. Same with like if they're playing Dress Down and have Meddling Mage in play and then try to Dress Down in their end step, so then it's on the battlefield for our turn, then their Meddling Mage is also turned off. Ramanap's nice, but we can do that next turn. So let's start with Safekeeper. And then I feel like this is Containment Priest vibes. It could also be Ice Fang. No, okay. Nice. 3 mana Fable. Okay. Crop. Ooh. Oh, so close. I guess Crop for Wasteland turns the Reclaimer into a 3/3, which is kind of cool. And then the following turn we can Ramen Up. If we Ramen Up this turn, we only have tap lands to put into play, so we can't double spell. So I kind of like getting Crop there. Hey, Harry. Hope you're well. 2 Punishing Maverick decks in top 16 of SCG Baltimore today. Very cool. I know you did very well in the last chance qualifier, I think it was, or maybe it was like a 10k. I forgot the name of it, but congratulations, number 1 on the top 8, and then I assume you're one of the 2 in the top 16 of the main event, which is very, very cool. I'd love to see that. I think here I'm happy to Crop and hit the blue mana. This way we also make it a little bit harder for them to get through with the Shaman, because this is a 3/4. And then I do get to play a land for turn as well, so we might as well play the step, give this pro red, and get in for 1. You top 8 today in the main event and Mark got 11th. Big cool. Big cool. Big congratulations. That's awesome. That is very cool to see. Hard work pays off. That's sweet. Also shows that, like, I know a lot of people don't really respect Maverick, but for Maverick being played by a Maverick player is a lot different. And that's, yeah, really, really cool to see. So a big congrats. Did you play anything new, or did you stick to kind of like a pretty solid list? I know Mark has always been big on Saga in his kind of a 4-color deck. I'll refer to Saga as the 4th color. But yeah, that's huge, especially for a paper event as well. That's really cool to see. Nice. How did you find the event, Harry? Did you find a lot of different matchups, or did you play against something multiple times? I would assume it would be a pretty open event. Green Suns for 1. Okay. Most likely just a high rock here. Yeah. Played against 3 Delvers, all unique besides that. Nice. Oh, we can also just use the Reclaimer here, which is really solid. Okay. Get that Flagstone's going. They have 2 cards left. Ooh. Again, happy. I guess they have, like red mana potentially, because they have pretty much all the colors they need off the Noble here. Pretty happy just to pass back. Just because the Ramanap can't beat the Goblin with Exalted. And now Flagstones with the Safekeep is also very strong. This is a pretty cool game. I enjoy this. Grixis Blue-Red Rug. Nice. Did you see many Maverick or Depths decks on the tables? Oh, they do attack with it. Interesting. They must have endurance. There's nothing we can really do there. The question here is has the Reclaimer done enough? And would trading with this Goblin token do enough? I don't mind putting the Reclaimer in front. Yeah, because even if they endurance us, we can sack the flagstones at end step to have a land in the bin to then get back for the Minsk to Minsk next turn, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I'm pretty happy to block. Oh, wow. Wow, they didn't have it. Oh, solid. Interesting. The reflection by itself isn't too bad. I think now we just want to be moving towards the combo. Which means if we flagstones this turn, we have access to 3 mana. Isn't really relevant, but we get 2. The question is, can I wasteland this turn? If I wasteland this turn, we then turn, say, the Caracas into stage, and we have 2 mana left over. And then we turn 1 into depths, which isn't that great. If we play flagstones this turn, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana plus, yeah, and then 4 and yeah. So I think we actually go with the flagstones here. Because we get 2 mana stage, and then we have 1 mana, 1 mana, 1 mana, 1 mana, which is 4 mana, which is 2 for stage and 2 for the Reclaimer. Which they will get to gain some life off the Solitude here with Exalted. And both steps are in the graveyard at the moment, so we won't be able to give protection. We do have, obviously, Shroud. How do you enjoy the event as a Legacy event? Yorion to hand, that's fine. No attacks. That's really interesting because I guess... That's fair. Alright, we're getting Savannah and stage. Savannah first. That's actually pretty tough for them. I guess they get to copy this with Reflections, which is cool, but... Swords here. Okay. I am going to protect this, I think. The question is, do I need to? And I don't really need to, because I do want the extra mana the following turn. Because we get stage here, and they get to untap 2, 4, even hold up Caracas, return Yorion. So I think I'm actually fine with this. 2 mana, 2 mana. 2 mana, 2 mana, yeah. Yeah, some of the timing is a little bit off, I think, for my opponent. But maybe they just haven't played against Depths before. Or really know what to play around. Especially Safekeeper. I feel like Safekeeper here has done a lot of work. We don't even have to attack with the 2020, which is great. Because we can just fling it with Minsk as well. And the most they can gain is, in this case, I guess, does this give haste? Okay. Potentially attack with Solitude twice, but feeling pretty good. I think this just means that we actually make the token now. We know that one card is Yorion. They get another Solitude. But we'll have enough lands left. And one thing, hey John, good to see you, hope you're well. One thing we do actually have here, even though we have both steps in the graveyard, we do have access to Endurance ourselves, pitching the mints to put the steps back into the deck to then use with Reclaimer, just in case we do have to attack. But they currently only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so if they didn't draw a lane, they can't do both Reflections and also Yorion. Which is pretty, I guess Reflections with Yorion's pretty cool because I believe you as a token. So I don't think you get it back, but that's kind of cool. They did draw the land, okay. So they draw off the Ice Fang here. So I think here we are return in response. And if they want to copy it, then yeah, they don't get all that other stuff. Pretty much play out. We do have the Save Keeper, but it's pretty tough because if we draw a land next turn, it's pretty good for us as well. Oh, do we draw a land? Actually, it doesn't matter, right? Endurance, pitch. They have 2 cards. Oh, nice. Hit us. Nice. And then sack this last Caracas. Ooh. Oh, they could do it now, though, if they have swords. Didn't think of that. Oh, yeah, of course, they have this. They do have this. Yes. Didn't think of this. Yeah, of course. I think the Fable just, yeah. It's real, because even if we go back, I don't think we actually get through because of the reflections. Yeah, I think it's just too tough for us. Tough. Close. I think I will bring in the swords, just knowing what they brought in as well. I don't mind dropping a blast for a swords, especially because of Fable. Liberate is interesting, but I don't think it's worth it. Reclaim is really nice because if it survives, it's most likely untapping and just sticking around, which is cool. It could just be Pajuka Bog. We haven't seen really anything from them that is graveyard. Tough. Alright. A pretty great hand. Probably going to go for Taiga into Red Blast. It means if they get rid of the Reclaimer, we still have ramp into Hold Up Blast. Having one piece of the combo as well is quite nice. Opponent goes to 6. Sure. Ooh, Mox. Does mean we could go for Reclaimer this turn. Yeah, I actually like that a lot. Mox pitch the Depths and then play the Fetch, and then just fetch now for Savannah. And we get to hold up Red Blast, and then next turn play the Ramanap, get back a land, or get back the Depths. Also, the Plains means they can't cast Ice Fang next turn, which is quite nice. They wouldn't have Death Touch anyway, but just to know about. Yeah, Prob should have protected Excavator, but it would have put us in the same situation where we would have lost a land, drawn a land. Do I care about this? Probably not, but yeah. They don't know about any cards in hand. We can just blast this at any stage, most likely. And I think if you're going to name it an effect like this, you'd probably name... you would probably name something else. Ooh. Still pretty happy to go for Ramanap. And then Windswept, hold up Blast. But yeah, obviously Ramanap there is a pretty big win. If we do get to keep it. So they pitched Force Pitch. Force? Yeah, Force Pitch Force. Run it down to 3 cards. Honestly, pretty happy just going with Knight here. Because then if we draw a land off the top... Actually, next turn we just have access to 4 mana. We just hold up these 2 and also use Reclaimer. Probably either Swords to Plowshares here or Ephemerate. They get swords. Okay. No attacks. Huh. In that case, I'm happy just to hold up the Reclaimer and hold up Swords and Red Blast. I'm going to take a turn here to get Flagstones, just to get the mana on point. Endurance. Okay. Two cards in hand. One is Urion. Attacking most likely because they get to reset it with Urion. Or at least think they can. It's a pretty good blast target. Ephemerate makes it very effective. Sure. Stage. Green Suns here would be perfect because it would get Green Suns for Safekeeper. Definitely has like Espervile feels, yeah, for sure. Especially a Yorion build as well, you just get so much in it. Night of Autumn. Okay. I will use this chance. Surgical on Dark. Oh, but we have Endurance to get rid of that target. That's pretty clutch. That's pretty cool. Now we get to search for it. This also gives us the time to untap. Actually, it doesn't. I was going to say it gives us the time to untap for Sigiri Step as well, but we still only have 2 mana for the Dark Depths. Ending. Okay. Honestly, there is a world here where we just ending the Ice Fang and start getting in. Like they are at 12. The only issue is if they have Ephemerate, but I feel like if they had Ephemerate, they would have used it by now. So maybe I'm actually happy with seeing if they want to trade the Ice Fang for the Endurance. Pre-modern? Nice. What did you play in pre-modern? Green White Terrageddon? Nice, Ben. That's very cool to hear. Happy to allow this. So they have 2 cards. Obviously, Solitude would be pretty tough. I think here I'm happy just to turn a land into another Flagstones. They have 2 cards. Honestly, just going for it here isn't the worst either. Like, the Surgical and the Dark Depths makes me think that they probably didn't have it. And, like, by not blocking with the Ice Fang as well, it means that they probably don't have another way to answer it. I think I should have played Mox there, pitching this. Because then we could Prismatic Ending at sorcery speed on the Ice Fang, and then if they have Ephemerate, then we could Swords in response. So honestly, I think I just attack with both and see how they block. And then just keep the Sajiri step there. But maybe that's playing a little bit too cute. Okay. Well, now we hold up Swords and hold up Reclaimer. Yeah, I don't think they have a Plow, yeah. I think there I'm just being a little bit too safe, potentially, because I literally made the Dark Depths because I knew that they probably didn't have an answer in play, and that's because of two reasons. Because they surgical the Dark Depths, or they tried to surgical, and then they also kept the Ice Fang back when we attacked with the Endurance. So I think swordsing there, you don't get... There's not too much that could blow you out, but I'm always scared. And I think I shouldn't play scared. I should play to the board, and like play to like how it feels during that process. Hey Bay, thanks for the follow. Hope you're well. Opponent last seen playing Delver. Interesting. With Goyfs. So Teamer. Hand is pretty sweet for a Delver matchup, so happy to keep this. Getting this Reclaim online as a 3-4 ASAP is pretty big. Ooh, just a pass. Were they last seen playing Stifle? Because that's obviously pretty big. No. Green Suns for Dried Arbor here would be actually be very good. Because it means that we get to hopefully turn this Reclaimer on to a 3-4 as soon as possible. Alright. Happy to start with Flagstones. And then Mox pitch the Caracas. And then Green Suns for Dried Arbor. Although I don't think this will stick. Okay. That's fine. Flagstones. The Flagstones itself also does some pretty cool things. Because we could just play it. They don't have a follow-up. That's pretty interesting. So here we get to go land, play around Spell Pierce. Loma boy, very nice to catch you. Hope you're doing well, my friend. And then here, happy not to play the Reclaimer. Too kind, Connor. Because currently I don't want to lose it to a Bolt. And we have the luxury of not losing it to the Bolt thanks to the second Flagstones. Goyf. Okay. Goyf's not too bad. Moxie would be quite good as well. Plateau, okay. So let's go float a white, play Flagstones, keep this one, put a third land in the bin. Go get a Savannah. I guess I could get a Plains as well, if I really wanted to. Reclaimer. Thanks, Achilles. Too kind. Hope you're doing well. Oh, they force this. It's pretty big for us. I guess if they do have a bolt, then the Minsk is a little less good. So I might even end step want to turn the Windswept Teeth into a Dried Arbor to draw out a bolt. But if they just have like Ponder into Murktide, it also changes things a lot. They chose to shuffle very quickly there, which is good for us. Okay. Oh, they're down to 0 cards now. Huh. I don't think there's a need to get Dried Arbor here, other than it being a pretty lackluster draw. But I don't want to draw it, so... Okay. The Mince doesn't live, but we do get a 4/4 to start attacking with, which is kind of nice. Which also makes the future Minsk very good. So they have 1 card left. Okay. Knight's pretty nice. Pretty happy to attack here with both. Play that land. Play this knight. Which is a 7/7 with this fetch. Honestly happy just to take this. They need another... Okay, Delver's fine. Reclaimer. Guess there's a world where I keep the Dried Arbor back as well. Maybe that's a little bit safer. Or do they just have like triple bolt? They have no cards in hand? Wow. Stolen, I would say. Okay. The Minsks and the libraries are typically where I cut here. I don't mind going down on the Caracas, but obviously against this sort of deck, it's quite good just to have mana going forward. The Safekeeper I could also see going out. The Blasts I like, the Endurances I like. The one Choke I don't mind. So that's probably where I'm going to be. Moxes, Swords. Yeah, I think this is pretty on point. Double Swords or Swords Prismatic is where I want to be on the draw. It's a little bit more defensive. This is still a fine hand, especially with access to basics as well. Like if they go turn 1 Delver or Ponder, most likely we're just going to Wasteland. DRC. Okay. They bottom a Daze as if they have another one. Again, I could just be a bit of a safe player, but I really don't like throwing my first removal spell into DRC. The issue here is, and let's take Min's approach. Close. So this is obviously what we're playing with. If I go Windswept Heath first and get a forest to play around, say Wasteland, and then go for Green Suns for Dried Arbor, we have double forest, which means that if they deal with this next turn, we can Reclaimer, but we can't go both Prismatic Ending and Wasteland. If we go for Savannah and we lose the Dried Arbor, we can untap and then either Elvish Reclaimer or Prismatic Ending around Daze and also Wasteland potentially. So there's a bit of like mix and match if I want to play around Daze or not, if I want to play around Wasteland or not. They did bottom the Daze, which makes me think that they already have some sort of removal spell in hand and potentially are just looking for more mana. And to be fair, without 3 lands in the graveyard, I'm probably not playing the Reclaimer. And Wasteland, when they have a Delver in play, I'm not too unhappy about, but Wasteland, while they have something else in play, I'm pretty unhappy about. So I think my play is just go for getting my mana online, because that's how I really lose against these sort of matchups. And if they want to Daze this, that's fine as well, because we're not really looking, we're not really looking for mana at this point. We're really just looking at things to do that we don't really care about. But obviously, like, having that dried up is quite nice, because it allows us to play around Daze for some time. But this play is quite poor if they go land into Murktide next turn. 3 Dazes in the bin is pretty big as well, yeah. So potentially I might even just take them off this Volk next turn. They chose not to shuffle. Yeah, just because I can't... Oh, I guess, yeah, see, now I can't beat... I can't beat... Murktide, so taking off the Volk makes sense. And I think now, just because I'd rather a Bolt go at the Reclaimer than out my face, I'm happy to play the Reclaimer here. And even if they force this, then that's fine as well. And there's the Murktide that we were worried about. So now that's one less force that they have for the Prismatic Ending. We have Wasteland for the next duel as well. We have one half of the combo. Okay. So now, even if a Murktide comes down, we don't have a red mana, but we do have Stage, copy their Volk, and then blast it, which is pretty nice. So if they were like really heads up, they could go for double trop. Oh, they just have the Volk. Okay, that's huge for us, because now we get to upkeep taking off the Volk. So even if they have Stifle, I'm not too worried about that. They don't. Cool. But now we need pressure. We're not finding it, but I don't mind playing the Teeg here, just to hold up, like maybe like land into Cantrip. Wow. Bang. Okay. Close. See, this is where I love to be. This is my favorite position against Delver. To be fair, like turn 7 with them with no permanents in play is probably the best that anyone could have. But if they're too aggressive with this Wasteland here, we could potentially get them. You have... Happy to play the other stage at this moment. Double Wasteland. Okay. Well, I guess we can probably just... Oh, I don't want to Yav because then they can play Goyf. I'm happy just to do nothing. Like, I could try to, like, copy, but they can just Wasteland in response, so... I'm not going to play the Yav either. We're just going to pass here. Hey, Geodude, welcome. Hope you're well. In this case, I'm happy to try to copy planes. And then copy forest. We do lose the Taiga here to the Wasteland, but this means that if they play the Needle, yeah, this is fine. If they play the Needle, then they have to name either Plains to turn off this stage, Forest to turn off this stage, or Thespian stage to turn off this stage, and potentially the fourth, which they don't know about. So we'll see what they name. But this just gives us more outs to actually just comboing off. I think at this stage the Taiga is a little bit dead because they're drawing live into Volcanic Island, which we can just copy as well. Okay, that's pretty nice. I just think because we have so many outs to drawing into Dark Depths that it's probably better to work towards just Needle not turning off the combo than making them have to go towards like getting us off red, which is nice. So yeah, pretty happy with that. But the basics have been really nice in this match. Yeah, very, very cool to do that. You probably see more out of lands that obviously typically play just 4 over stage at all points. So by copying another land in response to a Needle makes your opponent have to think about, do they want to go after the stage in play, or do they want to go after future stages that could come out? But Connor, I'm a big fan of your loam lists, especially the one you posted recently in Discord. If anyone wants to check that out, you can join my Discord here. Especially, yeah, I've been playing around with Abzan and 7-Point Highlander, which is a whole different ball game, but it is a lands-based deck, which is pretty cool. You obviously get a lot of power by splashing for other colors. This is a tough hand because it really depends on what our opponent is playing. If they're like a control deck, this is pretty average. We do get to make land drops, but that's about it. Or some sort of like combo deck that isn't creature based. I'm not even gonna look up the player. I'm gonna mulligan this because it doesn't really have a good plan. This does of turn 1 library. We'll keep this. And I think here we're just going to bottom the second Green Suns. Nice. Hey, Jide. Welcome. Oh, planes. Okay. Nice. That's a pretty great draw. Okay. They're only playing 60 cards, so let's lead with Mox. Probably just bottoming the Bojuka Bog here. Yep. And then I don't mind just going for a basic here. Probably green forest because we can copy their planes if needed. Alright, so the library really nice here because it does allow us to recover from the mulligan if we get to untap with it. I do like more Legacy Naya Depths. I think it's just great as a target for Green Sun Zenith. I currently run 2 copies in my local metagame. Oh, humans? Nice. Okay, this will be sweet. We'll pay for all of these. And let's go fetch basic into night. They could have Brutal Cathar as a removal spell. They might be running Swords of Plowshares in the main deck. I think this card is very good for humans, but it's a case of does it put it back into the metagame? I think it makes it a lot more enjoyable to play around with. Like the sort of synergy between Thalia taxing, Esper Sentinel taxing, and this card taxing means you're probably going to be drawing more cards or disrupting your opponent just that little bit more. Oh, Palace Jailer potentially could be pretty brutal here. Spellbinder, okay. Not too bad, as we do have 2 pieces of removal here. We have access to Wasteland next turn, but, you know, maybe a little bit suspect going down to 10 with the Knight here. Oof, okay. They take the Green Suns. A Wasteland would be kind of cool here. Crop is a Wasteland, but is that better than Reclaimer? Put on top, let's just have a quick look at this because we want to Prismatic Ending this, and I believe the ward we can use as the additional color. So I could actually put on top and pay for this, which I think this works out. I think we can go 1 Prismatic Ending this. So X is currently 0. No, I think we have to use 3 on this. What is a separate trigger? Ah, correct. Yes, that's very true. Yeah, Brian got there, which is really cool to see. Maybe just because of Dark Depths as well, it's worth just playing Stage here. So if we go Stage, and then go 1, 2, Prismatic Ending on this. 1, 2. Oh, is it other? Ah, okay. Other. Okay, that makes things a little bit... Yeah, in that case, I guess it doesn't really matter, but... I would have liked to play the Taiga probably then to double spell. They have 3 cards left. I'm pretty happy, just with the library in play, I'm pretty happy just to remove what's in play. We also know about that crop, which could just be protection from some sort of removal spell. Okay. So this costs 3, which isn't too bad because we do have access to crop rotation as well. This takes the stage, that's fine because we have Taiga for crop as well. They have 2 cards left. Okay. Put on top. I don't want to pay for this, but it is very good. So... cast this, play this. Question is, do I want to take them off the Ancient Tomb? And I think just because we're so close to getting a 2020 online thanks to Crop 4 stage, I'm happy just to pass back in hope. Okay. Is this maybe a Solitude? Kind of hope it is. Okay. Nice. So now we do get to... The question is, do we want to keep this? I could keep the Crop for the combo, but I think it is just a little bit too good. Can you get rid of the planes? Because then we just get Sajiri's Step, which is a white card anyway, or white mana. They have one card left. We also get a shuffle there, which is nice. Nice. Okay. Put on top. Can I go to 2? I think we can. I don't think that's... Yeah. Do I want to? Yeah, let's try it. So we want to Swords the Flyer. And then we want to play the Knight. And then just pass back. We want to have 2 blockers, of course. Okay. That's not too bad. That means we just get to probably untap. Nice. Okay. Yeah, Touch the Spirit Realm was definitely one to consider there. But also... Oh, Dark Depths is great. Put on top. Put on top. We also have that Green Suns to play around with, but it does cost an extra 2, which is a fair amount. Okay. So they have 1 card left, but no white open. Which means here we're happy to go for probably just Stage, because it does come in tapped. Okay, so if we Green Suns, if we pay for the Wasteland, we can then also get Sylvan Safekeeper, because 2 mana and then 2 mana left over. And I think that's worth it. Play the Wasteland. Green Suns for Safekeeper, and then just play around Wasteland, which we've seen. Then we have the wing back with Sajiri's Step left in the deck, which is nice. I don't mind going after the Ancient Tomb, because I don't even have to worry about Wandering Emperor because of the Safekeeper. White. Solitude. Thankfully, we get to respond here. With sacking the step. Ah, that's true. Shroud will fizzle the protection. That's very true. Huh. So now we're kind of in a situation where I can't attack. Hmm. We can green sun Zenith, that's true. We might as well. Yeah, I was thinking about the Wasteland, but I didn't think of that exact setup. That is a very cool line. Okay. They also go up to 21 with the attacks from the Solitudes. But they don't attack with the Elite Spellbinder. Okay. I guess we leave the Dried Arbor back. Take the 3, go to 2. I guess we could draw an extra card if we wanted here. I could have also sacked it. Yes, that's very true, yeah. Yeah, that's very true. Definitely, hopefully it doesn't come back to bite us. Okay, that should do it. Could also attack with everything, but I think here we just attack with the Lage and then fling it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm just spaced. But I guess here we get to just make Minsk and then just pay for it. Sorry, team. Sorry, this is actually very bad. Sorry, this is just drawing out the game that I shouldn't have. Tough. Apologies. Apologies. Alright. We are up against what pretty much looks to be a mono-white initiative or humans deck. So what do I like? I like the Liberator. I think it could have some play here. I don't think I want the Chasm. I don't think they're that good at being aggressive. Or they are that aggressive. The Force of Vigors are interesting. Like, the Endurances are kind of interesting as well as just, like, flash creatures that are there. Honestly, that might be the only change. Everything else just kind of lines up pretty well. Then I'm happy to submit that. Pretty happy with this as well. Like, turn one acceleration or removal. Library's great, one piece of the combo. Mana's effective, we have protection in hand. Like, Mox off the top would be great, a creature off the top would be great. The only card I probably don't want to see is another Sylvan Library, or the second step. Okay. Still pretty happy here just to accelerate off the Savannah. Because if they want to waste something off the Savannah, that's more than fine. Oh. There we go. Hey, JH Stock, thank you very much. Too kind. Hope you're enjoying it nevertheless. Alright. I guess Ancient Tomb into Elite Spellbinder is probably the... Oh, don't... Oh, no. Oh, no, they did nothing and I just thought it was their turn, so I just passed my turn. That's a yikes. Apologies, I was talking to the chat. We're good. Two mana Thalia. Oh my god. Oh no. Okay. Apologies. I will just swords right now. I don't want them to be able to flicker it. Obviously, they can just play another one potentially, but... Yeah, big yikes missing that turn. Okay. A little bit of payoff here. I will play the fetch in case we don't want to see, like, you know, more lands on top. It also gives us an out to swords. Like, get probably a plateau off this Winds of Teeth. Yeah. Tough spot for the opponent. Another library is a card we don't want, but I don't mind the plateau. Put on top. Put on top. Play this and pass. Okay. Sure. I could have also just copied the Caracas there, which is actually the correct play in response to her, but I didn't. Yeah. But I will anyway. Yeah. I've just had a big weekend. And it's game 5, so we'll see how this plays out. But yeah, Caracas there is much better. Hold the swords for something else. Actually, I'm just going to pay 8 here. Pretty happy for that. Take them off their own Caracas. And then we have Dark Depths next turn, potentially. Ratchet Bomb. That is going to be fine. Does deal with the library to some extent. Also kind of stops us from playing a 1-drop next turn. Ramanap. Probably just the Ramanap here. And then we can fetch. To get rid of those cards. I'm going to fetch for Dried Arbor here, just in case they do have another swords or something like that. Oh, okay, well, it's gone, so we're just going to get Savannah. Come on, Minsk. Close. I actually like just paying for these. 1, 2. They play the depths. 2, 4, 6. No. Honestly, I don't mind depths here. Then we get to hold up swords as well, or Caracas. Just discard. I guess the flag zones, because the plains, double Savannah, and plateau is here. And honestly, gaining 20 life off the depths isn't too bad either. They allowed us to untap into green, which is interesting. So if we have crop rotation and don't have these steps in hand. Alright. Here we are just going to double spell. Okay. Pretty happy just to swords this with the trigger in the stack. And then we got Wasteland on a Ganjo. Probably just attack for 11. We could also hold up the combo, so attack for just 8. Put him back to 20. And we have 2 mana, 2 mana. Okay, they have Solitude. That's not too bad either. Like, either way, we have the 20/20 next turn. They have 1 card left. Green Suns is pretty cool. Could also just hold up Wasteland in case they have either Caracas or Wasteland. I think that's better than taking them off 3 mana. Because we have Sajiri step for like fly interaction. Surgical on stage. Okay, but we do have that in play. Unless they meant to target Dark Depths there. Maybe they saw the Caracas and didn't think of that. Or it could just be a misclick. Yeah, they forgot. Depths. They have 1 card. Happy to play this out because we only play 1 land next turn anyway. White. Attack. Could have attacked with both because I'm probably just Prismatic Ending here. Actually, no, I will just Green Suns for a Safekeeper. And that should thankfully tie it up. Does anyone know if the Lord of the Rings cards are already in treasure chests or not? Nice. Well, we go 4-1, which is pretty cool. Going down to Bug Scam Tuesday. Okay. List was really solid. Let's be honest. It wasn't really anything that was outlandish. Deck was sweet, and I think we'd have a really good time in kind of an orc meta, which is nice. So that's pretty cool. But I need some sleep. Hey, there were some real big missed points in that last one, so they were pretty good. I'm not too sure if they're already available on GoatBots. What is the name of the card? Orc something. Orcish Medicine? No, Orcish Bowmasters. There we go. Yes, but they're currently only buying them. So I assume not, unless you can already draft it. That's the only thing I can think of. But yeah, a big thank you to you guys for coming in and watching. A big thank you to the new followers and subs. I very much appreciate it. Very cool to see some not only consistent people in chat, but also some newcomers. Always really cool to see. If you want to find me, you can find me at all these places: Twitter, YouTube, Discord. I have a Punishing Mav piece going up tonight on YouTube, and I also have some pretty cool thoughts from both Mark and Harry for a written piece on the greensunzenith.com this week, finally. So a huge thank you to both of those Maverick gems. I'm going to see who else is streaming. Looks like Caleb's actually streaming some Cube, which is cool. So I'll send you guys over there. But hey, we'll catch you soon. Enjoy your weekends. Enjoy Magic if you have it on this weekend as well. Have a great time. Best of luck. And I will see you all pretty soon. Take care for now. A big thank you again.